I just want to touch on what she's talking about. So the two tribes that she mentions here in the video, the Tageri and the taromene, or as she puts it, taromene. The taromene and the tageri are two uncontacted indigenous tribes living within Yasuni National Park in the Amazon basin of Ecuador. These two tribes are very violent, and even I have not contacted them, even though I am very friendly with the huaorani people, seeing as my fiance is a huaorani. I can tell you guys that there's a couple things that she has wrong in this video, and I wanted to touch on that. The thing is where the name Tageri comes from. Tageri comes from hermano de Taga, or brother of Taga. And Taga is the name of one of its members, and so that's where Taga comes from. So Tageri. Taromenane de vuelta hermano de Taro, and that's where taromene comes from. Now, the taromene and the tageri and the huaorani, which you will know, which are the contracted part, is the huaorani. They were one tribe. In the 1940s and 50s, mostly in the 50s, missionaries came to minister to the tribe. They brought diseases and things that the tribe had never seen, and there was a massacre in that area because of the language barrier. The Tageri and the taromene moved deeper into the jungle, stating that they didn't want contact with any of the outside world because they brought disease and death and massacre. The huaorani, on the other hand, understood at the end of everything that they just wanted to talk about God and Jesus, and they really weren't bad people, so they decided to stay in contact with the outside world. That is what actually happened. Now, my fiance is huaorani. His name is ehuenguime, and he is ehuenguime Kemperi. He is very, very beautiful. And his grandfather, who I miss very much, one of the oldest living members, Mincaye, has died at the ripe old age of 115. Now, the oldest living member of said tribe is Kemperi, and according to the older tribe's members, he is about 154 years old this year, give or take a couple of years. We've been trying to get him in the Guinness Book of World Records, but there is no official record stating that he is that old, because back in the time when Kemperi was born, there was no civil registry or vital statistics registry in Ecuador. Once I go back to Ecuador to be with my fiance, I will be posting these things, and you will be able to see these beautiful things that happen. You will be able to see the huaorani tribe as they are, and you may catch a glimpse of a taromene or a tageri, depending on how deep in the jungle we are. One of the other things that I wanted to touch on, she talks about the massacre. The massacre was not provoked by the huaorani people. This is false. The massacre was provoked by the taromene. They encroached on huaorani territory, and there has always been clashes between the tageri and the taromene since the first contact, when they decided to still remain uncontacted. The taromene encroached on huaorani territory, and there was a fight. As most indigenous people, we know that indigenous people, we fight over territory. The huaorani had the upper hand, and they killed some of the taromene members. Now, 2 children became orphans because of what happened. They took the children, and they did not, under any circumstances, they did not kill the children. They had said that the children are not at fault for what their parents have done, and they took the children and they raised them as huaorani members, since the tribes are very similar. Very, very similar, almost identical. So they raised them as huaorani men and women. They showed them how to do different huaorani crafts. They taught them the huaorani language. They taught them the huaorani customs, they took them in and raised them as their own children, point blank. So this is what was not said in this video, and I thought I had to touch on that. Thanks. Bye.